Auguste Comte was a man who lived in France during the 19th century and is known for his ideas about how society works. He was born on January 19, 1798, in a city called Montpellier. Comte was not only a philosopher, but also a sociologist, someone who studies how people live together in groups, such as in families, communities, and entire countries. He is often considered the father of sociology, which is the study of society. Comte grew up in a time when many changes were happening in France. The French Revolution had just ended, and the country was trying to figure out what kind of government it wanted. Many people were thinking about how to create a better society. Comte wanted to find out the best ways to organize society so that it could grow and improve. He was interested in how society could become more scientific, and he wanted to use reason and observation to understand the rules that govern human behavior. When he was younger, Comte studied at a university in Paris. There, he became interested in many different subjects, such as mathematics, science, and philosophy. He believed that these fields of study could be used to help explain the way society worked. Comte was inspired by the scientific achievements of his time, such as the discoveries of famous scientists like Isaac Newton. He thought that just as science had explained the laws of nature, it should also be able to explain the laws of society. Comte came up with a new way to think about society. He called this the law of 3 stages. This idea said that society goes through 3 stages of development. The first stage, the theological stage, is when people believe that everything happens because of religious or supernatural forces. The second stage, the metaphysical stage, is when people try to explain things through abstract ideas or philosophies. The third stage, the positive stage, is when people start using science and reason to understand the world around them. Comte believed that humanity was moving into this positive stage, where people would use scientific methods to solve problems and make society better. One of Comte's main ideas was that society should be studied like any other science. Just as a scientist observes and experiments with nature, Comte thought that people should observe and study human behavior to find patterns and laws that could be used to improve society. He believed that understanding the rules of society would allow people to make decisions that would help improve the world. He also thought that science could solve many of the problems that society faced, such as poverty, crime, and war. Another important idea that Comte had was that society should be organized in a way that would benefit everyone. He believed that people should work together for the common good, rather than just focusing on individual interests. He thought that society should be based on cooperation, not competition. Comte was also interested in education, and believed that it could play a big role in helping people understand the world and make better decisions. Comte's ideas were revolutionary for his time. He was one of the first people to suggest that society could be studied scientifically, and his work helped to shape the field of sociology. However, not everyone agreed with his ideas. Some people thought that his focus on science was too cold and impersonal. Others did not agree with his belief that society should be based on cooperation rather than competition. Despite the criticism, Comte's ideas influenced many other thinkers and scholars, and his work continues to be studied today. In addition to his work on sociology, Comte also developed a philosophy called positivism. This philosophy was based on the idea that knowledge should come from observable facts, and that people should focus on what can be proven through science. Positivism became very popular in the 19th century, and influenced many other philosophers and social scientists. Even though Comte's ideas were groundbreaking, his life was not always easy. He faced many challenges, including personal difficulties and financial problems. Still, he continued to work hard and to write about his ideas. His passion for understanding society and improving the world never faded. Comte's dedication to his work helped him become one of the most important thinkers of his time. One of Comte's most significant contributions to sociology was his idea of social order. He believed that society needed a system that could provide stability and organization. He thought that this order should be maintained by leaders who were knowledgeable and wise, rather than by politicians who sought power for their own gain. This idea became an important part of his vision for a better society. Comte also thought that people should be guided by a set of moral principles that would help them make decisions for the good of all. Comte's vision of society was very idealistic. He believed that through science, education, and cooperation, people could create a world that was peaceful, just, and prosperous. He thought that society could be organized in a way that allowed everyone to live happy, meaningful lives. His ideas were a reflection of his optimism about the potential for human progress and his belief that society could improve through reason and science. Despite his idealism, Comte was also very realistic about the challenges that society faced. He knew that making changes to society would not be easy, and he understood that people often resisted new ideas. But he believed that it was possible to make progress, as long as people were committed to working together for the common good. Throughout his life, Comte's ideas continued to evolve. He became more focused on how to apply his theories to real-world problems, such as the challenges of governing and creating social order. He also began to think more about the role of religion in society, and he developed a belief that a new form of religion, based on science and reason, could be created. This idea was not widely accepted at the time, but it showed Comte's deep commitment to creating a better world through his ideas. Comte's work had a lasting impact on the development of sociology and social science. His ideas influenced many other scholars, including Karl Marx, Emil Durkheim, and Max Weber, who became some of the most famous sociologists in history. Even though Comte's ideas were not always accepted by everyone, his work helped to shape the field of sociology and inspired future generations of thinkers. Auguste Comte died on September 5, 1857, but his legacy lived on. His work continues to be studied in universities around the world, and his ideas about society and science still influence the way we think about the world today. He is remembered as one of the founders of sociology, and his belief that society can be studied scientifically paved the way for the development of social science. In conclusion, Auguste Comte was an important thinker who wanted to improve society by using science and reason. His ideas about the development of society, the importance of education, and the role of science in solving social problems have had a lasting impact on the world. Although some of his ideas were controversial, they helped to shape the field of sociology and continue to influence the way we think about society today. Comte's work reminds us that through knowledge, cooperation, and a commitment to the common good, we can work together to create a better world for everyone.